What's going on, my friend? There's some noise in the NFL right now that could seriously impact the Cowboys, and it's worth your attention. Word is the Bengals are listening to offers for veteran pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, and that matters because it changes the market for edge rushers and what Jerry Jones might be thinking about with Micah Parsons' long-term future. The reason this is headline-worthy for you as a Cowboys fan is simple. Hendrickson is not just a guy, he's a proven sack artist who can wreck a drive and make coordinators adjust their game plan. If he's available, that forces front offices to make a choice. Pay big for a long-term superstar, trade for a proven veteran, or double down on what they've already got. Right now, the Bengals are reportedly at the point where they're willing to move on, and that's a real shift. So what does that mean for us and for Micah Parsons? Two big things. First, the edge market just got tighter. If a player like Hendrickson is on the block, teams that don't want to go through the pain of negotiating a blockbuster contract might pivot toward him. Second, it adds more pressure to the Cowboys' decision-making because Parsons' situation is still unresolved. Dallas holds the leverage right now, but there's always risk when you let a superstar sit without long-term security. You know how Jerry Jones thinks. He's willing to play the long game if it keeps the spotlight on the Cowboys, but at the end of the day, he hates losing. Talent more than anything. That tension is exactly where we are with Parsons. The team can keep him, tag him, or even entertain a blockbuster, but every option comes with serious consequences for the roster. I want to ask you this straight up. If Hendrickson hits the trade block, should the Cowboys get aggressive and make a move even if it costs a high draft pick? Drop a yes or no in the comments and tell me why. And hey, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and help us push this channel to 16,000 subscribers. That way we can keep breaking down big stories like this together. Now let's talk about Hendrickson in more detail, because this is where the conversation gets really interesting. Trey Hendrickson isn't just another rotational player. He's been one of the most productive pass rushers in the league since he hit his stride, and his motor is relentless. He wins with technique, he plays hard every snap, and he brings leadership to the defensive line. That's exactly the type of player who doesn't just boost your stats, he sets a tone across the entire defense. And when you consider that Cincinnati may actually be open to moving him, it's easy to see why front offices are paying close attention. What would it cost, though? The Bengals are not going to give him away. For a player like Hendrickson, you're probably starting the conversation with at least a second-round pick, maybe more if multiple teams get involved. And remember, a bidding war changes everything. Dallas has done a good job of drafting impact players in the last several years, so giving up a premium pick would sting. But here's the flip side. You don't find Hendrickson's production in every draft. If you give up a pick, you're essentially trading for guaranteed sacks instead of gambling on a rookie to develop. So picture this. Hendrickson lines up opposite Micah Parsons on 3rd and long. Now quarterbacks have to pick their poison. Do you double Micah and leave Hendrickson one-on-one? Or do you chip Hendrickson and watch Parsons wreck the play? That's the kind of combination that wins playoff games. The issue is whether Jerry and Stephen Jones would want to pay the price twice, once in draft capital and once in the contract extension Hendrickson would eventually demand. He's not a one-year rental. He'd want to be paid fairly, and that complicates things when you already have Parsons' deal looming. And here's the other thing. Dallas wouldn't be alone. The Browns could pair Hendrickson with Myles Garrett and create one of the most terrifying duos in the league. The Colts have cap space and would love another proven edge to push them forward. Even the Jaguars might check in. If Dallas wanted in, they'd have to outbid some aggressive front offices. So here's the question for you. Which team do you think is the best landing spot for Hendrickson? The Cowboys, the Browns, or the Colts? Drop your pick in the comments and let's see where the fan base stands. I'll pin a top comment so we can debate it together. And if you want more rumor breakdowns like this, do me a quick favor and hit that like button right now. It really helps push the video out. But of course, the elephant in the room isn't Hendrickson, it's Micah Parsons. And this is where the conversation really gets serious. Micah Parsons is one of the most dominant defenders in the league, and he knows it. The Cowboys know it too, which is why this standoff exists in the first place. Right. Now Dallas has the control. Parsons is under contract, they've got the fifth-year option lined up, and they could always franchise tag him after that. On paper, they don't have to do a thing today. But every day they wait, they gamble a little more. Let's talk money. Parsons' fifth-year option is worth about $24 million, which breaks down to roughly $1.4 million per game. That's an insane jump compared to his rookie deal. From a team perspective, it's still a bargain. But for Parsons, that's a dangerous gamble because he takes hits every snap and doesn't get the protections quarterbacks do. One bad injury and that big payday could vanish, and that's why he wants long-term security now. His leverage isn't perfect. It's hard to walk away from $1.4 million a week, so holding out isn't an easy play for him. But the Cowboys risk alienating their superstar if they keep dragging their feet. And make no mistake, the rest of the locker room is watching. How you treat Parsons sends a message about how this franchise values its own talent. Now let's deal with the trade fantasy. Could the Cowboys trade Parsons? Sure, technically. But what would it take? 2 first-round picks at minimum and probably a proven player on top of that. And even then, whoever trades for him has to make him the highest-paid defender in football. That's an enormous price tag. From Dallas's perspective, moving Parsons is like cutting off your own arm. He's too rare, too dominant, and too central to this defense. You don't trade players like Micah Parsons in their mid-20s. You build around them. So let me throw it back to you. If you were running the Cowboys and another team offered you 2 first-round picks plus a top-tier pass rusher in return, would you do it? Yes or no? And tell me why. I'll be checking the comments to see how divided Cowboy Nation really is on this. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button and help us reach that 16,000 subscriber milestone. Now let's pull it all together and talk about the actual plans Dallas could take. To me, there are 3 paths. Plan A is simple. Pay Parsons now, lock him in, and make him the face of your defense for the next decade. It'll be expensive, but it stabilizes the locker room and keeps your best player happy. Plan B is the cautious one. You let him play out the option, maybe tag him and buy yourself time. It saves money in the short term, but risks creating bad blood. Plan C is the bold gamble. You test the trade, market, cash in for picks and a player, and reset your roster. That's the least likely, but still worth mentioning. If it were me, I'd go with Plan A every single time. Pay your guy, send the right message, and chase a Super Bowl while your core is in its prime. But I want to know where you stand. Which plan makes the most sense for the Cowboys right now? Is it A, reward Parsons with a long-term deal? B, hold your leverage with the tag? Or C, swing for the fences with a trade? Drop your answer in the comments and vote in the community poll. Before I sign off, let me just say this. The Hendrickson story is important because it shows how quickly the market can change. But when it comes to Micah Parsons, the Cowboys can't afford to gamble. Lock him in, keep building around him, and give this team its best chance at chasing another Lombardi. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, please subscribe to Cowboys News TV and help us hit that 16,000 subscriber goal. Every single like, comment, and sub pushes us forward and keeps these conversations alive. Because at the end of the day, this is about us as fans wanting to see the star back on top where it belongs.